So what if I told you that a king once sat on a throne made of unicorn horns? Or that people believed in headless man creatures that lived in the African bush? Or that Cinderella's sisters cut off their own toes? Well, today we're going to talk about that, except for the toes, on this episode of Digestible. I'm Navajo.
Hey, it's Uncle Poe, and today we're talking folklore, medieval.
And why unicorns are simps.
Oh, but before we do, I got some space news.
He has some space news. And we're going to talk.
This is the Digestible Podcast, an easy conversation to consume. You are listening to the Digestible Podcast, and Joseph is your host, and sometimes he has a guest.
Alright, so, space news. We finally found out who it was that was sick in the ISIS space station.
The ISS, not the not ISIS.
Alright, finally got some new space news, an update about the astronaut returning from the ISS space station.
Yes, awesome. Let me have it. Diphtheria consumption.
No. It doesn't say, but we know who it is. His name is Mike. Fink. Mike Fink.
Fink,
It's
like
Fincké.
oh,
Looks like Finkel.
probably like Finke. Is that like a Swedish, like a Dutch surname?
Yeah. So they did not say what the problem was, but basically he had some kind of medical problem going on with himself internally. They stabilized him up there. The doctors on radio stabilized him, and they decided that they don't have the machines to scan him internally, so they decided to bring him back.
Wow.
Yeah, so they ended it. The whole. It was supposed to be January 8th. They were supposed to do a spacewalk around the ship. They ended up canceling that and decided to come back using SpaceX. They haven't said what the reason was, and he seems to be fine, but he looks like an older gentleman.
I forget what I was gonna ask. Oh, so this individual being sick in the space station reminded me of a story I had just an article. It was a few months ago, I think. It was pretty big. It was the Delta flight that had to get grounded because someone had explosive diarrhea. Do you remember about this?
No.
Yeah, it was all over the news. I seen it. I guess the guy went to the loo and eradicated it, and I guess his uh how shall I say it? In the terminology and vernacular of Johnny Depp, human fecal matter began to flow down the aisles of this Delta flight, and I guess that qualifies as a toxic, like a hazard, some sort of, you know how that goes, biological hazard is what the term is.
Hmm.
And yeah, so they had to ground the plane because of it.
You know what? I did hear about that. And then I think it was back in the air within like a few hours.
Have you ever had peace tea?
No. What is peace tea? Oh, the peace sign.
Yeah,
Yeah. The finger, two fingers up.
right. Have you had the raspberry flavor?
Yes, I have.
I just had it for the first time today, and it was amazing. Now, a friend of mine from Colorado actually introduced me to peace tea when I was in, what state was I in? It was somewhere in the South. Anyways, he introduced me to the peach flavored peace tea, and that beverage was my pretty much my IV for the summers I spent out there. Um,
I'm not a fan.
really,
It tastes like watered down tea.
that's why I like it, because it's not too overpowering. Like it's not too sweet where it's like, oh, like that's pungent peach. Like it was like a nice smooth. It was refreshing when it was cold.
You really like that watered down tea? Because
Yeah.
the whole like, I understand, things are too sweet. I get that because sometimes I like to add a lot more ice or actually add water to my drinks.
Okay.
But I rather add it myself than get a drink that's already watered down. If that makes any sense.
You like it more concentrated. That way you can
Yeah,
stretch out the amount of
I can
liquid you
adjust
have.
it to the level I want.
Right. Okay, I see that. That's a respectable position. Um, I just, for me, I'm not really a big tea guy. Uh, but there was just something
Yeah.
about it. Now, this raspberry tea, but do you remember those drinks from Family Dollar? They were called Mondos. Like these are like knockoff Kool-Aid, the ones like in the really skinny rubbery plastic clear bottles that you would twist off the package.
Yes.
Yeah, they were called Mondos. Uh, this peace tea tastes like them. It tastes like the purple flavor of those ones, just not as powerful. Because the thing about those, or the barrels. Do you remember the barrels?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like those, just not as pungent, I guess.
We used to be able to buy those at school
Really?
for 25 cents.
That's extortion. A dime at the most is what I would pay for one of those.
I think they were cheaper, but yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was the land
That
that
was the
time
dark
forgot.
ages.
The dark ages.
That was before pre-internet, man. That was
Yeah.
the dark ages.
Wow.
When we wanted to know stuff. I was just talking to your Thea the other day, and I was as a kid, I was really into cryptids and like all the stuff that we're going to talk about today. I was really into, but they don't teach that in the books we had at school.
Yeah.
So I used to draw a lot, and I would draw like aliens, Bigfoot, and all these
Wait,
kind of
you
like
would
cryptid
draw
kind of drawings.
aliens?
Yes, I even drew an alien walking out of a spaceship, and you could see the control panels and all the buttons.
Okay, let me just preface here. I think the reason why I reacted in the way of being surprised he drew an alien, because if you think about it, what's surprising about a little kid drawing an alien, right? Like that's the pretty normal kid thing to do. But I guess after our last podcast, I interpreted that as you drawing aliens because you've seen them, and so I guess that's why I reacted that way. That's just for those in the third chair.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just seen a UFO Friday.
Really?
Friday morning. I have video of it. I'll share it with you and you can put it up
What?
on this little clip.
So what's up with you seeing like all these unidentified aerial phenomenon over in Rialto?
Oh, you're calling them UAPs?
Yeah, we're we're cultured. We're moving on beyond caveman theory now. Uh, we
See,
don't say UFOs.
well, I wouldn't call it a phenomenon. What I seen was an unidentified floating light.
Floated UFL. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it was a UFL.
UFL.
You could see it in the video, dude. It's weird. I fumbled with my phone because I went to stop at the gas station to get a Monster, and so I had a Monster and I had some candy in my hand, and then I had a water bottle. So I had all this in my hand, and I was going for my keys, and I look up and I see this thing moving across the sky, and I'm like, whoa! And I try to get my phone, but I'm like, let me put all this stuff in. So I threw everything on my seat, and I grab my phone, I zoom in, and I'm in picture mode, and I'm like, oh darn it! So
Oh,
I had to switch out to camera mode, and then when I went to the video, and then I tried to zoom in, it got all blurry, and then I was able to zoom out, and you could see it. It's just a round orb, and there's no green or red. And so like the rule is, if it's green on the left side and red on the right, it's coming at you, and if it's vice versa, so red on the left side, green on the other, it's going away from you.
so that was intentional. The design of the lights being that way.
Yes.
I never knew
So
that.
if Yeah, because if you're a pilot and you see another plane coming at you, you want to know which way it's going. It's just two lights in the sky.
So I have here the video you just sent me of is that Taco Bell?
No, that's Charlie's
Oh,
steakhouse or
Charlie's.
something.
And
But look, you could see it when I zoom in and zoom out.
yeah.
You could see it turns into a perfect little sphere.
Right, yeah, because right now it looks like a. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I fumbled, you guys. I'm like, I'm sorry. I zoomed in and I had it, and it was moving fast. It was
wow.
going east,
Wait. Are you sure this wasn't the SpaceX rocket that launched?
No, we so your Thea told me the same thing. I looked on the schedule to see if anything was flying that day. There was nothing flying out,
Yeah.
and there was no chemtrails.
Yeah, I don't see a
And
chemtrail on this.
and it was flying through right above those clouds, like
Yeah.
through the clouds or right above them. I watched it, dude. It was flying faster than a plane does. There was no strobing light. It was just a solid round ball.
Yeah, that's going pretty fast. Because from how far away you look and how much sky it's seeming to move through, that's going really
Dude,
quick.
it was over the roof of where I was, and it
Oh,
panned all the way over. I missed a lot of it, dude. I
yeah.
zoomed up on it, and I was so mad that I had it in stupid picture mode instead of video.
Wow.
I'm disappointed in myself. I have a good camera, and I should have been able to capture it, but I had hands full, and then I was
See,
like fumbling.
it's like they know though, isn't it? It's like they know when you're gonna record, and so everything we ever record about things like this or anything else of that nature is always blurry. Like I hate it.
Dude, oh man, I really want to get into it, but that's another episode, our alien episode. Like, dude, I got some stories from like personal stories,
Yeah.
aliens, and then your someone we know has some even crazier
Oh
stories.
yeah.
Dude, we can go in deep into like, UFOs and aliens.
Deep, deep.
Yeah,
We're just teasing you guys. We're gonna release the episode, but it is not today. We just want to keep you. We want to dangle the worm in front of you and get you excited.
but to tie back into like you were saying, it was like flickering. You know what's crazy? In medieval times, they used to think that the moons were embedded in transparent crystal spheres,
Wait.
like the
What do you
stars, the
mean?
planets, and the moon.
I'm not sure I follow.
They believe the stars were attached to crystal spheres.
Okay.
That's medieval cosmology.
Yeah. So what do they think? Like,
They believe that Earth sat at the center of the universe. The
okay.
moon, planet, and stars were embedded in transparent crystal spheres, and these spheres rotated around Earth.
So kind of like like those nursery things like they put above like a little
Yes,
crib, kind of like that.
dude. Ancient people seen stars, dude, and there's all kinds of medieval paintings, and you could see like they looked like UFOs coming down, but I don't know, dude. But medieval like folklore, dude, is crazy. They have so much stuff to talk about.
Oh, they do. It's insane. Now, what is that called? That's not um so here's where the limit of my scientific knowledge comes out. Is it heliocentrism or what's the other term for about, the different paradigms that existed back then about what was in the center of the universe? Because I know Galileo was the guy that come out and said that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. And I think that's what's called heliocentrism. I'm not sure. I'm probably botching this. And then we find out that the sun is not the center of the universe, but it's the center of the solar system, and the Earth is the center of nothing.
Yeah, dude, you're getting into the realm of flat Earth, and like, yeah, that's another rabbit
Yeah,
hole we could try taking on, dude. Because
flat Earth.
I talked to someone who believed that the Earth was flat,
Me too.
and I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "You serious?"
I,
And they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Huh." I looked at that person differently since
yeah,
after that. And I was just like, "Hmm."
I'll tell you this. I had a friend. He's from California, but it was when I was in Texas. He was out there as well, and we were having a conversation on flat Earth. And this guy was adamant, man, about how the Earth was flat and how there was like this protective dome that nothing could get in and out. Like he was like, dude, like we have footage of like rockets bouncing off an invisible dome on the top of the Earth. Like nothing can get in or out. Like it's like everything's a hoax. Like moon landing never happened, which is debatable. He's like all these things, just like none of it's real. And I remember we kept arguing back and forth, and finally I looked at him. I was like, "Hey," and "Was like, what?" He's like, "You're not going to convince me." I'm like, "That's fine." And I was like, "I just got one question. How do you explain asteroids?" And he just looked at me, and everyone laughed at him. There was like five other guys that was right there, and they were all just listening to us, and they all laughed, and they're like, Dude, I think he's got you. If there's an invisible dome that doesn't let anything in or out, how do you explain a flipping asteroid? I was like, how do you explain
That's a good one.
satellites? How do you explain TV, television, all of that? Like, what do you think the satellites are?
That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying every flat earther believes there's an invisible dome that nothing could get in, but that was the position he held, and so yeah, it was
Well,
hilarious.
there is a belief that there was before a dome around the Earth,
Yeah, the biblical
the
idea
firmament.
of the firmament. Yes. Now, oh gosh, see, we're already going down a rabbit trail, but let's do it. Uh, I once heard a guy. Uh, he was a preacher, and he was getting off on rabbit trails, and he was like, "Don't worry about getting on them rabbit trails, because there's not too many people living on the main line know how." So, I mean, I wouldn't say as far as an intellectual perspective for myself. I won't speak for you. For myself, I wouldn't consider myself to be living on the main line when it comes to intellectualism. So I'm not afraid of going at rabbit trails because, you know.
Oh no, dude! I have a bunch of HDs. I got about 80 of them. Yeah, I got 80 HDs.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I rabbit trail all day long in my life. I'm gonna say it here, dude. I believe in dragons, and I believe there's a folklore in the medieval times in Europe where they not only Europe but also China, Japan. They have different types of dragons, and I believe dragons were kind of like dinosaurs.
You know what?
Boom! I said.
You know what? I appreciate that, and I'm gonna own it. We here on Digestible believe in dragons.
Okay, dude. Folklore and medieval folklore, like we planned to talk about last time. There is so much that well is deep. We can talk about. Like I got a list.
So do
Number
I.
one, dragons. Okay.
Dragons.
Number two, vampires. But hold on,
Oh, okay, okay.
pre-vampires was called the Strigoi.
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 Is that like a
Strigoi.
Celtic thing or?
That I'm not too sure. Then we got werewolves. Number
Okay.
three, those who are inflicted with lycanth- uh, lycanthrope,
Okay.
lycanthropes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then four, we got fairies. Then the next one is the headless man. Ooh,
Yes. Oh,
that's
the
kind of
Blemmies. This is what I had.
yes, the blemmies. That's number five. Number six, the water demon horse.
Okay.
And then one of my favorite ones, the unicorn.
The unicorn.
Dude, the unicorn, it's crazy.
Why? I feel like the
Then
unicorn is like the Jason Momoa of medieval creatures. I don't know why. It just gives me that vibe.
oh dude, they believe that let me see, what do they people believe unicorn horns could detect poisons. Some
Okay.
monks thought barnacle geese grew from trees.
Wait. Barnacle geese? Oh yeah, the geese trees.
Yeah. And then the church sometimes debated whether monsters had souls. Oh, so it's called medieval bestiaries.
Yes, I have that here. Bestiaries. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, dude. So like unicorns are dope. Because I do not believe that a rhino is a unicorn. I don't believe that's called a unicorn in the Bible. I believe there was a literal animal that had a horn, a single horn. I'm not sure if it was a horse, but
Well,
I
you,
want to believe in unicorns.
I don't see why not. They couldn't exist. Do you know that I forget what queen it was. This was a long time ago, medieval times. A queen paid to the equivalent of 2 million British pounds for what was believed to be a unicorn horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were actually traded as like rare commodities. Uh, the people would claim that these things would be unicorn horns, and they had certain powers or whatever. It was seen as like a sign of prestige if you happen to own one. You had to be very rich.
Yeah, they
And
said they could detect poison, so they would do that in their foods to see if they
yeah,
were
I
going
mean,
to be assassinated.
there's malarkey because it turns out uh, they were actually narwhal horns.
Oh, dude, narwhals are dope.
Yeah, that's a creature you forget exists, but then when you remember, it's
I
like
do. I
that's a
always
cool
forget about
animal.
them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's the unicorn of the sea.
Yeah, we literally have unicorn whales.
That is so cool.
So, and for that reason, that's why I don't, I don't knock the idea of a unicorn. It's like, dude, do you not see how many crazy animals actually do exist? Like, why is it out of the realm of a possibility to have a normal horse with a horn in the middle of it versus us having like a stinking cassowary or an animal like a kangaroo? Like, marsupials are so weird. Like a platypus. Like, dude, if you believe in platypus, like, let's look at this. If, say, humanity exists for another 5,000 years, right? 5,000 years from now.
Mhm.
And let's just say that we weren't in a digital age of internet and all that. So we couldn't pass down images, or maybe 5,000 years from now, humanity has evolved beyond looking at pictures or our traditional media. Maybe media 5,000 years from now is like some weird fourth dimensional sensation that we know nothing about. Who knows? All I'm saying is,
Or it could be Black Ages, and they're like back in medieval times, and it just restarts again.
or yeah, maybe we have nuclear fallout and humanity's starting again, and all they have to go off of the animals that existed back now are verbal descriptions, and we're like, yeah, this thing looked like a duck, had the tail of a beaver with a poisonous thumb, and it was shaped like an otter. Like,
And it was ultraviolet. It glue in ultraviolet light.
and it glows in ultraviolet light. You're gonna have somebody drawing some weird monstrous creature that probably looks nothing like a platypus, and it's gonna be some crazy lore, crypto that's gonna develop some weird cult like Cthulhu.
That's where they got Cyclops. Have you heard that?
No, like one-eyed men.
One eye men. You know how that came across?
I do not.
This is what I hear. This I'm not sure if it's like how true it is, but they discovered elephant skulls. If you look up an elephant skull, the part where the tusk, the navel cavity of a elephant hole
Okay.
looks like a center for an eyeball. And then the small tusk, like on the Indian elephants, they have little
Oh,
tusk, so it looks like teeth. So they used to believe that was the skull of a one-eyed giant,
I'm
a
looking at it. I'm
cyclops.
looking at it right now, and you're right. It does look like a cyclops.
Yep,
Huh.
that's crazy, right? So that's what people did. They seen a skeleton and they made up a creature for it to go to. Because
Yeah.
have you ever looked into what scientists used to believe animals look like based off their skeletons,
Oh,
their
yes.
skeleton build?
It's insane.
They're
Some like
they're
hippos look
completely off.
demonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's insane. Like how for so many years, and that's what I think. The point I guess I'm getting to is that a lot of these medieval creatures, I think, really existed because number one, look at the wide variety of animals we have now that we're still discovering. I mean, the bottom of the ocean, we know more about the surface of the moon than the bottom of our ocean. Like, not only that, but think about what these people had to go off of and what they were describing, and not only are they hearing it and only writing it down from stories from what they hear or skeletons that they see, but then you also have that nuanced cultural bias in how they perceive these creatures. And so I think that definitely impacted their illustrations to where we just look at them and see crazy, weird monsters, uh, but where it was probably in all actuality real creatures. That's just my
That's why I
theory.
believe dragons were dinosaurs and vice versa.
Yeah.
But back to unicorns, like you were saying what they believed, they actually used to call them elicorns. And they believed they neutralized poison, healed sickness, and purified water.
Purified
They were,
water.
yep. And also, They believed only virgins can tame a unicorn. According to legend, unicorns were too strong to capture. Hunters would send a virgin maiden into the forest, and the unicorn would lay its head on her lap and fall asleep. Then hunters would then kill or capture it. That was called the medieval honey trap.
Honey trap?
Yeah, you never heard of a honey trap?
I mean, no.
Honey trap
Oh, okay. I see.
is when you use a lady and she kind of like persuades you in using her womanly charms.
Oh,
It's kind of like a
gosh.
honey.
That sounds like such a uh esoteric, like, no, not that's not the word. Like a how do you call it? Um Archaic. It's such an archaic way of saying you just got seducted by a woman for a cause, for some ulterior motive.
Unicorns were simps.
That's going on a t-shirt. Unicorns are simps.
Also,
That's the name of the episode. Unicorns are simps.
you know what? That worked for
That's
me.
the name of the episode.
Yeah, dude, they had tapestry.
Yeah,
Tapestry.
tapestries.
There you go. They had pictures of noblemen hunting unicorns and them fighting back and like being killed, and then they would miraculously come back to life, kind of like a phoenix.
Oh wow. Well, another thing about that is that Frederick III of Denmark actually, supposedly, allegedly, owned a throne that was made from unicorn horns.
Dang, how
Yeah.
many unicorn horns do you need to kill to make a throne?
I don't know. They say that the throne is still in Copenhagen. Uh, I don't even know where Copenhagen is, but
I think it's
it's
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Yeah.
But it's actually Narwhal Tusk, like I had told you earlier. Um, but yeah,
Or that's what they want you to believe because they don't want you believing in unicorns
that's true.
because they're super endangered and there's only a handful of them left. And their horns actually do purify water and heal people.
But hey, that's just a theory. A good theory.
All right, but dragons, dude.
Dragons
Dragons. Yeah.
were not in
You know
fact
what's
toothless.
crazy? There's a lot of craziness going on, dude. I'm a little this is something I'm a little passionate about.
Okay.
There's a difference between a dragon, okay,
Okay.
and a wyvern. Do you know the difference?
I don't know the difference, so elaborate.
All right. A dragon has 4 limbs and wings on its back. A
Okay.
wyvern has 2 legs and its arms are its wings.
Wait. So,
There's a difference. Dragons and wyverns are 2 different creatures.
I feel like wyvern seems more Nordic. Is that the case?
I have no idea. But that's something that's a pet peeve of mine that people would call wyverns dragons and dragons wyverns.
Okay,
They're
so
2 different creatures.
a dragon or a wyvern it has only 2 legs,
And its arms are its wings.
and its arms are its swing. Okay, wow.
Yeah, like an ark. The dragons in Ark those are wyverns. They're not dragons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Don't get them twisted. They're 2 different creatures, and I'll come for you if I catch you calling a wyvern a dragon.
He knows where I live, guys, so he's serious. So,
All right, but then there's different kinds of dragons, dude. So in the Chinese and Japanese
okay.
both have long, like snake-like
Yeah,
dragons,
that's what I noticed.
and Europeans have more like dinosaur-shaped dragons than wyverns.
Yeah, they look more like Littlefoot with just spiky scales and wings,
Yeah, and they breathe fire.
which is kind of biblical. I mean, like you were saying about Leviathan, the whole smoke coming out of his nostrils.
Yeah,
Which,
and then
go ahead.
oh no, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, which, it's not out of the realm of biological possibility when you see organisms like the bombardier beetle that creates extreme heat and sparks and smoke out of its body, and it's a tiny little beetle. I mean, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that a biological creature has the capacity to make how shall I say it, a weird chemical reaction that produces fire.
Dude, dragons are scary creatures. If like they were still around today, there's a whole movie called Reign of Fire. It has Matthew McConaughey, who is our
Sponsor for
um
this episode.
not sponsored, but he is one of our people we do look up to. He's so ingrained into our culture, dude.
It's crazy,
Matthew
isn't it?
McConaughey. Yeah,
Like he's on everything. Like it's weird. Like he went from like actor to like that one like cool older brother guy that just has
legendary.
random knowledge bombs to drop on you. Like it's weird.
Yeah, I like him. He's a little crazy, and I kind of like it. But in that movie, um, dragons were buried deep in the earth, and they come back out, and they start laying, trying to find a nest, and they took over the world, and
Okay.
people are trying to make little settlements of like in medieval castles and anywhere where like it wouldn't burn,
Yeah.
basically. And they have to like live in the fog and stuff, and like it's crazy because
Wow.
he's part of the American army that's in Europe, and he runs into Christian Bale's in that movie.
Dynamic duo.
Dude, it's a good movie. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out.
What is it
It's
called?
called Reign of Fire.
Rain of Fire.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey looks dope. He has a big old axe, and he has a beard, and he's bald.
When did this come out?
Early 2000s.
Okay, so this is more your generation.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, in
but
my
it
generation, we had a cool movie about this scrawny, skimpy, fishbone kid who befriended a dragon, and they kicked butt, and they changed the world. So,
dude, we like I can talk so much about How to Train Your Dragons, dude. I love that movie. That movie is so good.
it's amazing. I mean, and it's one of the only trilogies out there where it doesn't get worse. Like number two is good, number three is good. Like some are better than others, but they're all three solid movies.
You know
Gosh,
what? That's true. Because Cars, the third one is kind of like,
really? I
I
like,
like the first. The first one
yeah,
is always the
always
best.
the best. Cars one is non-debatable the best of the Cars movies, but I find that I keep finding more and more that I guess I'm an outlier when it comes to this. That I like Cars 3 better than Cars 2.
All right, what's Cars 3 about? Refresh my memory.
Cars 3 is a new phase of generation of race cars are coming into the picture that are way better and
Oh,
way faster, and Lightning McQueen is basically getting edged out.
no, that's horrible. That's a horrible movie. You know why you like it? It's because that's a symbolism of like life. That's your guys' generation coming up, and my generation's the
No,
Lightning
no,
McQueen,
we're the Lightning
and we had
McQueens. You're like
yeah.
you're the like Chick Hicks. You guys are like the king.
No, no, Chick Hicks was the Kachuga dude.
Yeah,
Kachuga, that's Chick Hicks. He's
yeah,
not the no, no, no,
yeah.
no. So Cars 1, we're Lightning McQueen.
Hold
And
on.
our parents were the Hudson Hornet.
No, okay, wait. Let me paint it to you in easy terms, all right?
No, no,
No, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no.
no, no, no.
What kind
No,
of
we're
car?
Lightning McQueen.
No, you're
We're
not.
Lightning McQueen, and you're that new Generation Z car that's electric
We're
and
not.
it's dumb.
Okay, let's just put it this way, okay?
Gen Z is
No, no, no,
dumb. I'm
no.
gonna
I'll just
say
put it this way. What kind of cars were out when your mom was growing up, right? I mean, we're talking about
the Hudson
1960s
Hornet.
Hudson Hornet, right? Okay, so that's one generation, all right? The
Hmm.
next generation, all right, the one that you grew up in, what was that? That was like,
NASCAR.
okay, yeah, that was like 89
NASCAR.
Accords,
What Lightning
Hondas.
McQueen is.
No. Okay, let me just explain.
Yes.
You had cars that were shaped like
Yeah,
boxes, right?
Lightning McQueen.
No,
No.
like
We
Chick
had
Hicks,
we had
like Chick Hicks, and
no.
then came along
That's not
the bubbly
that's not
car
my generation.
era.
That's the 70s, dude.
Oh,
That was before.
yeah, but that was
Yeah,
the
that's
80s and 90s as well, and then they got
mm-mm,
bubbly
nope,
in like the early 2000s, late 90s, where they were
nope.
kind of more. Come on,
No,
yeah,
no NASCAR. That shape of that car was during my time in the 90s.
that's not what McQueen is. Though. That's like a Chick Hicks kind of deal, and then like the
No, he's
McQueen.
not.
McQueen is like a 2005 Corvette shape, like kind of like a round, bubbly,
No,
like smooth. Yeah,
no.
and then Jenny's age, like late, like 20 teens, 2020s, is like when that's like the whole Jackson Storm kind of car deal. Because I mean, like Lightning McQueen, like he was made to reflect the dreams of that generation, which was my generation. We're Lightning McQueen. Your mom
No,
is the Hudson Hornet. Y'all are the Chickix era.
no,
The
no, no, no.
Zoomer,
We're Lightning
the
McQueen.
Alpha, Gen
You
Alpha
guys.
is the new guys.
No, that's the third movie. And that's the movie you like. That's your generation. That's Gen Z.
uh, Medieval
No,
dragons.
no. You know what? No, I know what your generation. You're right. You're not. That's not your generation. That's Gen Alpha. That's true. That's Jenny's generation.
See,
You guys are the group that start passing the Mac around,
the
the little
Mac,
light up cars.
the little light up cars.
Yeah, the little on, um, the ones that start passing him around when he's falling asleep on the road. The high
Oh
chain cars.
yeah,
That's your guys' generation.
yeah. It was we got another.
Yeah.
I mean,
See?
in my defense, I've never been one to blow up my speakers in my car or in general with music, so
Well,
I
yet.
would check that classification. Unless it's like
Okay, but
Petra.
we start talking. Okay, somehow we start talking about cars. We're talking about dragons.
We're talking about
Um,
dragons.
we're talking about dragons and Matthew McConaughey and that movie, um, Reign of Fire,
Rain of Fire.
which is a really good movie.
And
That's the movie. It seems like every podcast I recommend a movie, and this is a good movie I recommend.
we just need
It
to
still
have like a
holds up.
list of movies that you recommend at this point.
It ties in with everything we talk about. There's always a movie that I recommend.
That's true. That's true.
And there's another movie that does not hold up and I do not recommend anymore. But I would have maybe like 10 years ago, but not no more. It
Okay.
was called Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Is that like Mel Gibson killing dragons?
Actually, it's what is his name? The Val Kilmer, I think it was? No,
Ah,
not Dustin
Kurt
Hoffman.
Russell?
The Postman. No, the other white guy.
I mean, there's a lot of white guys. Brad Pitt,
No,
DiCaprio,
no.
Woody
Sean
Harrelson,
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Okay.
Dennis Quaid. That's the guy. And Sean Connery. He was the voice of the dragon.
Gotcha.
And that one, the whole movie is called Dragonheart. It's because a dragon gave part of his heart to a man.
Why?
Because dragons are noble in that story, apparently.
Ah,
And he made a deal. The knight made a deal to save the young prince's life or something. And the young prince ended up turning to be evil.
wow.
Yeah, and then the knight was like so ashamed he left and was trying to live in isolation as a dragon hunter, and he would go around killing dragons.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
this is interesting because now you're bringing up. Now we're getting into like what this episode is about, examining medieval folklore. It took us long enough to get there, but we got there. You're talking about the dragon being kind of good, you said, right? And being kind of, not the big evil.
yeah,
That reminds me of C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia. I think it was the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, if I'm not mistaken, which is, I think, like the fourth or fifth installment in the franchise. The books he wrote, but he had a dragon, okay, that wasn't really a dragon. It was one of the main characters' cousins, I think. So he was a kid. He was a younger guy. I think he was like a teenager who was just a jerk. I mean, he was just an absolute butt. Like he was mean. He was snarky. Know it all. Nobody liked him. He wasn't a good guy. But I mean, he wasn't even an adult, so it was like you couldn't, kill him or like off with your head kind of deal. It was just like he was just annoying to be around. Well, dragons hoard gold and whatever. We all know that, and well, I hope we know it. But they go to this island. I forget what reason they're on this island for, but there's a bunch of gold there, like treasure upon treasure and treasure. They're there for something else, and he sneaks away from the group, like kind of like Achan, kind of from the Bible, and he takes the forbidden gold. He didn't know it was forbidden, but essentially, when you would take this gold, uh, a dragon curse would come upon you and you would transform into a dragon. And so he doesn't know this. So he
Oh,
takes the gold, and the other people don't know about this curse. No one knows about this curse. They think there's an actual dragon on the island. So they're all kind of playing it low key, like there's rumors of a dragon here, hoarding all the gold. Everyone be careful. So he takes the gold and he becomes the dragon. And so he starts freaking out when he wakes up and realizes he's a sneaking dragon. So he starts flying around and blowing fire everywhere. And everyone's freaking out because they hear him roaring far away, and they're like, "Dragon!" And so he comes flying through the air like, "Help me!" And he's trying to talk to them, and they're all trying to kill him because they think it's a dragon. And so he has to like spell his name with fire on the beach, like it's me, like it's Will or whatever his name was.
yeah.
And so then they realize, oh snap, he's the dragon. And so he has to accompany them as a dragon, but they complete their quest, their tale, whatever, for a long time. But he completes the journey and he finally becomes himself again. But he's changed. He's no longer the snarky jerk kid he was.
It's
Him,
because we were the dragon the whole time.
right? And he transformed. Really, you think, okay, so you see the point is that he's turns into what is perceived as a bad thing, right? Because he's a bad guy. And he becomes the main bad guy, right? The greedy, evil, murderous dragon. But it actually transforms him into being the good guy. And it's such an interesting take on the dragon because so many times it's the hero fighting and killing the dragon. But C.S. Lewis, what he did is like, no, we're all the dragon, and the dragon is inside of us, and it's the quest of conquering the dragon in which we become who we are. It's not something external of us, the dragon inside. And that goes back to a sort of moral paradigm of, the real evil isn't without us, it's within us, right? We're all fallen. The
Yeah.
biggest enemy we have is self. It's not the devil. He is our biggest enemy, but bigger than that is ourselves. And C.S. Lewis coming with that theological and, very Christian moral landscape, as it were, takes a completely unique take on the dragon, which I think was absolutely amazing. But that's where you got my mind going, because I was thinking of the Desolation of Smaug, the Hobbit movie,
Yeah.
that Tolkien wrote. And my gosh, the dragon was so scary in that movie. Like, just his voice was so deep and gravelly, and like he was
Oh, that's
huge and just.
the Cumberbatch, right?
I don't know if it was Cumberbatch or Circus.
Yeah.
No, Andy Circus is
No,
Golem. I think it was
yeah,
Cumberbatch.
it's Cumberbatch. Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But you know what's crazy is that's the only movie I've ever seen a dragon being noble. Because every representation of a dragon, they're always evil, except in like Asian folklore kind of. They're wise, but it doesn't say that they're noble, like they're
Yeah.
honorable.
Right.
Because even in the Bible, the dragon is like Satan. It's the devil that represents the devil. And like you said, they hoard gold. That shows greed, corruption,
Yeah.
like they're like it's not good traits. And it's like it's then oh, and also this. They said they in early depictions they never actually breathed fire. They just had toxic breath and they would kill with venom.
Wow.
And or they would crush prey with their giant coil and coil them like a giant snake.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. So
Me
I
either.
wonder when fire breathing was brought in.
I don't know. That seems like a more of a Europe kind of deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I don't think the Asian dragons
Yeah.
breathe fire.
So here's what I find interesting is that when it comes to folklore, uh, let's take this example for instance. You have genetics, right? A trait or something passed down through millennia, through genetic mutation and through different, not cultures, different, how shall I say it, races and ethnicities that it passes down to, and it's a vertical, it's chain. It starts from top to bottom, and it changes, it mutates, it gets watered down, whatever, it mixes, and you get all these crazy genetic traits and all this genetic variation.
Mhm.
Whereas you don't have much of that with folk tales because it's more horizontal, right? Like it's more the story spreads sideways. Whereas you have a story of the dragon in Europe, but it didn't spread down time down per se. Well, it did, but it also spread horizontally in that it intermingled with other cultures and they put their take on it. Like you just highlighted the whole Asian Chinese thing. They seem more wise, maybe not noble, didn't breathe fire, but then you have this horizontal dispersion wherever the tale originated from, and then you have fire breathing dinosaurs in Europe, whereas in Asia you have more wise and weird, long, noodly snake flying things. Does that make
Yeah, they
sense?
would. Yeah, they would like kind of swim through the air, which
Yeah,
is crazier. Like,
like in
but yeah,
Shang-Chi.
it's yeah. It's even weirder is that there's always a knight that has to stand up and fight one of these dragons. You notice that in all the tales? There's
Yeah.
always someone who rises up to fight a dragon.
hmm And it's funny, the one thing I think of is John Bunyan's Pilgrim Progress when he fights the dragon.
Pilgrim's Progress. I've seen the movie like a long time ago. I've never read the book.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw myself under the bus too. I've never read the book. I just know that the knight fights the dragon in Bunyan's Pilgrim Progress.
I remember watching it and I thought it was kind of like poor quality, but I watched it.
Was it the
I
1980
sat.
one? It was like an old one.
Yeah, it was older.
Yeah,
It didn't hold up.
yeah,
That's the same problem with Dragonheart. It doesn't hold up. It's old CGI graphics from like the 90s. And that stuff was cool when it first came out, but it does not hold up.
yeah. It's weird. I'm not gonna get off a rabbit trail because I was gonna go on a rabbit trail about CGI, but dragons. Yeah. Now,
But that's not the only folklore they have, dude. They got all kinds of different creatures like we listed earlier. Like dragons are cool, but they also have like vampirism, like vampires. Then they also have
vampires.
werewolves. They also had fairies. And then the headless man. But dragons, so I honestly I'm on the fence of rather if they actually if they really did breathe like fire, like I can understand smoke, but fire, I don't know, because it said poison. Smoke can be poisonous.
That's true.
So I don't know. The fire sounds cool, but I don't see dragons as noble creatures. I just see them as the villain as they're always depicting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did exist.
Me too. I'm more on the side of it being probable, and I think the tale here is that humanity has passed down the story of there being a villain that needs to be vanquished, and there needing to be a hero that rises up, and that's ultimately the tale of the dragon. Until really my first exposure to this, shift in ideology is that we are the dragon, and we have to learn how to kill it, which is like, whoa, what do you mean? If we're the dragon, how do we kill the dragon? And then you have the whole upside down sort of view of Christianity that says in order to live, you got to die. And so I think that's a profound twist on the conventional view of the dragon that C.S. Lewis gives us.
Dragons, I don't think are good in the good guy side of the equation. I would always put them in the villain
At all.
area.
Always the bad guy. And as Batman once said, I take that back, as Two-Face once said, you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
You are you, okay? And you're flung back in time.
Okay.
And you get prep time. This is Batman, okay?
Okay.
Kind
Prep
of
time. Prep
Batman
time.
knowledge.
Plot armor.
But yeah, but the prep time is only what you can grab as you are now. You can't be
Oh.
Superman, grab a nuke, and get like anything.
Yeah.
So only what you're able to grab.
Physically able to grab.
Like yeah, like if you were to go out today, right now,
And
go grab
realistic. Like
stuff.
I can't say like
Realistic, yeah,
RPG or like,
yeah.
Okay.
So you get 24-hour prep time, and you get flung back in time,
24-hour prep time.
and you're thrown in a castle.
Okay.
Do you think you would be able to defend that castle against the dragon.
Against the dragon. Okay, am I coming back to my world, or am I stuck there?
If you die, you're not coming back.
Okay, but I will come back if I win.
For this, yes.
Crap.
A portal opens up and you level up, and whatever you get to bring back whatever thing you win there.
That complicates things. It would be a lot easier if I didn't have to come back. Because then I would just commit crime to get what I needed in those 24 hours, and then I wouldn't have to worry about coming back and standing trial. But now I have to be moral and not commit a crime.
No, but you don't know if you're going to survive or not.
But on
Remember
the
that.
chance I do, you know, I don't want to have to
But
come
do
back
you-
and then
do
not
you-
enjoy my
do
victory.
you think you're going to survive against a dragon?
Well,
No,
you-
this is a fire-breathing, flying dragon.
well,
like
yeah.
from that
well,
movie I told you
well,
about.
I'm being
The scary version, the smog dragon.
I'm being optimistic here because in The Hobbit, all it took was an arrow that had some strange magical properties that hit the dragon in a weak spot right into the heart and killed it. So
Yeah, but he was weakened already. This is not a weakened dragon. This is a dragon in its prime,
okay.
flying around, trying to get gold.
How
and
will
you're
I
there.
defend the castle? So I have to keep the gold safe. Is that what I'm keeping safe, or the castle safe?
You're just trying to keep you and whoever is with you in that castle.
I'm trying to keep them in the castle or keep them alive.
The queen, on her deathbed, grabbed your hand and said, "Save my daughter. She's promised to another man." And it turns out this is the royal line of some family
Okay.
that's still alive today.
So it's a noble quest.
It's a noble quest.
Okay. So I have to ensure the survival of this heir to the throne.
One person.
One
Yeah,
person.
you only have one person.
Okay.
Everyone else, you can just say, tough luck.
Okay, easy. I grab the girl and run.
But it's after her.
Oh, it's after her
Because-
specifically.
yes,
Oh,
because
okay.
he has a unicorn horn because she honeypotted the unicorn and got it killed. And she kept the horn.
Ah.
That wasn't a narwhal horn, but a unicorn.
And so he
horn.
wants a unicorn horn, huh?
Yes, he wants purified water.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is what I do. All right.
24 hours.
24
part
hours. I grab a bunch of vitamins, a bunch of medicine. I grab life straws, and I bring back documents teaching them how to purify water. I give them to her and say, "Look, you don't need this unicorn horn. You can give it to the dragon." I give the dragon the unicorn horn. She leaves it. We're all happy, and we're gone. Unicorn gets what he wants. Gets the purified water according to him. And then I teach the lady that, look, this unicorn horn is not purifying your water. Let me teach you basic hygiene. And let me teach you about bacteria, which, keep in mind, they don't start learning the bacteria until like the 1500s, when I think it's when the midwives or whatever discovered that if you just washed your hands before delivering a baby, the baby would actually survive and not die within a few weeks because you killed it with a disease.
Okay.
So that's what I would do. And I think,
All right. But now we're going to see if you succeed.
okay.
So the very first thing is getting all those life straws. I got a D20 here. Okay.
Okay.
20 is you make it. 1 is you are broke. You don't get paid till next Friday,
Okay.
which is outside the window. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll this dice. We're going to see what you do.
Okay.
It's a 16. So you're able to get, how many straws did you wanted?
As many as I can fit in the backpack.
All right. You got 10.
I could fit more than that, but fine. I get 10 straws. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay. What was next?
next was vitamins and medicine.
Vitamins. Okay. Let's see. Remember the same thing. We're going to see how many vitamins you can get.
Okay.
You got 11.
11
You're
vitamins.
only they're sold out, and all you can get is Flintstone vitamins, but you got 2 boxes.
Wait, why Flintstone?
Because you got 11. Flintstones are still vitamins.
Okay, so you're the
but they're
dungeon.
not
You're the
best
dungeon
vitamins.
master here. So you determine
Yes.
the parameters. Okay, so Flintstones. I get 2 boxes of Flintstones.
And yep, you got 2 boxes. And no, these are actual boxes, like where they restock the things.
Okay, so it's a very adequate amount of Flintstones.
Yeah, not bottles, boxes. Like
Okay.
the boxes. So you got 2 boxes.
Okay, that's a lot of Flintstones. Okay, and then I said medicine.
Medicine. What kind of medicine are you talking?
We're talking basic flu pain medicine, but more or less flu medicine, along those lines.
Flu medicine. So like
Like
cough suppressant.
antihistamines, yeah, cough suppressor, nasal
All right, because
issues.
they card you and you can't buy too many of it. And the thing, let's see if you're able to sweet talk the cashier. Ooh, 19. How many you
Okay.
taking?
How many I'm taking?
Remember, you can only take what you're carrying.
Okay, so
You're
I'm
not
gonna
getting a card
I'm gonna
and stuff.
carry the 2 boxes in my hand. I got 10 straws in my backpack. I could fit.
You just doubled up those straws. I said 5.
You said 10.
Okay, I'll give you
I
10.
promise you said 10. I'm gonna go with. I could fit 2 gallons in there. I'll go about 2 gallons worth.
Okay. All right, so you have that. And then what else did you need?
Just like a few sheets of paper describing in simple terms hygiene. So I mean, just
Okay, we're gonna do history check and see what you remember about hygiene.
oh gosh, all right,
You got a 14. So you tell them to wash their hands,
yeah.
and they need to
Wash their food,
wash their food.
develops sewage systems.
Yeah, but do you know how to make soap?
I don't know how to make
There
soap.
you go. So you're telling them to do something they don't know how to make, and you don't know how to make.
That's okay. Okay, wait. So I would need something that would sterilize bacteria. So I
Mhm.
would go with citric acid. I'll probably look like a fool right here. I hope citric acid can do that. Because I'm thinking just get like a lemon or something. Let me see here.
I don't think a lemon would help you, dude. Why don't you use alcohol?
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
had
say.
ale. And
Yeah, I was gonna
stuff.
say alcohol next.
Yeah,
but
they
yeah.
had spirits.
Well, I know it's not a universal sterilizer, but I'm seeing here that yes, citric acid can inhibit and sometimes kill bacteria. So not reliably, but
Okay.
I would get citric acid.
Citric acid, isn't that the sour stuff that they put on candies?
Yeah, I mean it's from oranges, lemons, all that stuff.
But isn't that what makes candy sour? Is citric acid?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it is.
I have no idea. Either way, I'll get them to do that. Then I would get. How would I make soap? Dang it. Obviously alcohol, okay. But I mean the alcohol we have now is so concentrated. I would need like moonshine level stuff, like not jungle juice or rum. Like I would need like potent, like chemical alcohol. Gosh.
So their citric acid is basically the sour stuff on candies. So you're taking a bag of that?
Yeah,
to
okay.
make soap?
I'm taking a bag of gummy worms and warheads and toxic
Okay.
waste, okay?
You got a
And
4, so you're only able to bring 1 bag.
1 bag of trolley. Okay. We're going with it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring Dawn.
Dawn soap?
Dawn dish soap. Yep.
Okay, let's see how much. Let's see what you got. You got a 1. You couldn't find Dawn.
Okay, I'm gonna bring
So you-
Ajax.
Now let's see. Let's check Ajax. Oh, you got a 7. You got the small bottle. You couldn't find the bigger bottles.
All right, take them. Okay, how much more items do I get to pick? I got a bottle of Ajax, small bottle, 2 gallons of flu medicine, 10 life straws, and I'm holding 2 boxes of Flintstones.
Your backpack's getting full, man. You got maybe
Okay.
like 2 more items. if
Okay.
it's not that many.
I'm taking isopropyl alcohol.
Isopropyl alcohol?
Yeah.
You got 7, so you only got the nail polish remover.
That's acetone. That's not isopropyl alcohol.
Okay, then you got the watered down version, not the.
Not the
The
99%. So like 70%.
You got like the 60%.
Okay. So I put a bottle of that in there. I still got lots of room, but I have 1 more item left.
Yeah, 1 more item.
Okay, for hygiene, huh? I need something that'll last.
No, this is stuff you're taking with you.
Yeah. I need something that you could recreate easily, and that you could. I need something very concentrated that you could spread out. Okay, I'm gonna go with Bleach.
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 You know what? Yeah, a little cap of bleach can fill like that's enough to do 5 gallons of water.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with bleach.
All right, let's see. You got 18. You got the
Yes!
best bleach.
Yes. Okay. How big? How much? How much of it? How much can I get?
You got the Costco size. Big is
Okay.
enough that you can fills up your backpack. The rest of it.
Okay. Well, I could hold. Oh yeah. Okay. Feels okay. That makes sense. All right. All right. We're good. So I go there, right? I'm now in medieval times, and I present my lady. Look, here's what you
You
can
went
do
there medieval times without no weapons,
with no weapons.
and then you didn't produce any armor or any kind of stuff.
Nope.
So
I mean,
you're
it's a
basically
freaking
there.
dragon. You know, a little bit of iron is not going to save my life.
Yep. Okay, but were you prepared to go, or were you
No,
dressed for the occasion?
yes. I mean, I was clothed, but I was not banking on making it out by fighting. I know I don't stand a
Okay,
chance.
so I'm gonna roll a D4.
Okay.
This is seasons. A 1 is winter. 2
Okay.
is spring. 3
There's
summer.
4 is
4
fall.
fall.
Okay. All right.
It's a 2, so it's spring.
What country?
We're gonna throw you in the UK and England.
So it's brisk. I mean, it's pretty nippy outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going. I'm gonna go dressed, layered, but enough to have mobility. So it's still my normal outfit. I'll be fine. Because I'll be dead by the dragon before I'm dead by exposure.
Now, how are you gonna convince this princess to give up the unicorn horn?
Because I'm a Tyler look lady.
Because you remember, this is a mythical creature, and the horn, they had to invest resources for them to kill that unicorn just to get her that horn.
I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm from the future, and I'll tell you right now, this doesn't end good if you keep the
Okay,
unicorn horn.
I'm gonna roll a D12, and we're gonna see if she actually likes you or if she hates your guts. So
Okay.
odds, she hates you. Evens, she'll listen to you.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 5. It's an odd.
So she hates my guts.
She hates your guts.
Oh, why
So
does she
you're
hate
really
my
gonna have to
guts?
persuade her.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a D20. This is gonna be your best speech ever, or your worst. You have to
Okay.
get past a 14
To convince her.
to convince her.
Okay.
It's like she'll give it to you, but she's not too sure on a 14.
Okay.
Anything under, she won't listen to you.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 12, dude.
All right. So here's what I do. I knock her unconscious. All right.
Okay.
I resort to violence. I knock her unconscious, and I make her drink some of the alcohol. So now she's a bit, kind of like not all there.
Whoa, let's stop. Calm down, Bill Cosby. We need to stop right here. Cut that part right there. You get yourself all kinds of trouble right there.
Like, hey, you virgin trapped the unicorn. Yeah, this is your punishment. What goes around comes
All right.
around.
You're gonna honey pot her, and you're gonna knock her out, and
Knock
then
her
you're gonna
out.
just take the horn and give it to the dragon. Okay, we're gonna
Yes.
see if you're successful. You're gonna need to beat, since she's unconscious, you have to beat a 10.
Okay.
Ooh, you got a 5.
Dang it.
She's
So
a heavy
she's
drinker, dude.
yeah.
She can drink.
So she's formidable. So okay. So,
Now she's
angry.
inebriated. Yeah, and now she doesn't feel that much damage. You have to do more damage to
Okay.
take that from her.
So what I do then?
And then she starts screaming, "Guards! Guards!"
Oh, okay. So then what I do is
So now you have guards coming after you,
Snap.
and you still have a dragon to deal with.
okay. You know what I do?
What do you do next?
I reason with the guards and tell them, look, your queen, the Majesty of the Queen, instructed me, which means I'm above your pay grade, all right? I'm above you. I dealt with the
guards
queen
look
directly.
over and like, he killed the queen.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
roll. We're gonna see what if they listen to you or if they. So odds they don't.
Okay.
Evens they do.
Okay.
Oh, it's evens. They listen to you.
So listen,
hear
okay,
you out.
okay, they hear me out. All right. So, and I tell them our only chance of survival is getting the dragon the horn. And
Remember, they went there with the princess to get that horn, dude. So
I know.
now
So I give them a speech.
people died getting that horn.
Okay, and I gotta tell them that the only way we all make it out alive, and the only way their friend's sacrifice means anything, is if they give up the horn.
Okay, so you have to beat a 12.
Okay.
So you're gonna give the best speech of your life. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, you got a 13.
Got it.
You
So,
barely persuade them.
so they help me hold down the princess. We give
They strip. Yeah, they pull away the
horn.
The horn. They give it
We
to you.
Okay. And then
Okay, so now you conquered the princess. Now you have to deal with the dragon. How are you going to tell a dragon that doesn't talk that you have a
Okay.
horn to give it?
I'm gonna stand on top of the castle, wave the unicorn horn, and I'm gonna throw it, and he's gonna go fetch it, and then we're gonna
Because you remember this animal it's breathing fire and flying around.
yeah.
And
I'm
you're going to go to the roof?
yeah.
and
You know,
wave at it?
I'm gonna be discreet. I'm gonna be discreet about it, but I'm basically gonna get it to see the horn, throw it to him, and we're gonna barricade ourselves very deep in the
Wait.
castle.
Where are you going? You going to the roof? The edge of the wall? Where are you going?
I'm going to the roof because if I go to the edge of the wall, there's a lot of ground to cover to get back to the castle.
Well, you know most castles, the roof was kind of like lower than the walls. The walls were typically higher. You would have to go to a tower.
Depends on what kind of castle it is. Okay, let's just go for the tower. So for the sake of argument, I'm in the tower, hanging at the
Okay,
tower.
come-
I'm showing the guy that made the dragon the horn. I throw out the horn. It
Okay,
launches
so we're gonna
off.
do a strength check. We're gonna roll the. You're gonna have to get a 50 or more. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a tens thing. It goes from 10, 20, like all the way up to 100. You have to
Okay.
get 50 or more to make that throw because you're gonna have to throw that horn the farthest you can. Because I don't know how far you can throw in real life, but
Okay.
that gate
okay.
is pretty far.
All right, we got this. We got this.
Oh, you got a 90. You baseball
Mm.
throw it, dude.
I Nolan
furthest-
Ryan that thing.
Yeah, you spiral that thing.
Randy Johnson hitting a pigeon mode level kind of stuff right there.
All right, now I'm gonna roll for the dragon. Let's see if the dragon sees
Okay.
your throw. I'm gonna do odds it sees, evens it sees, odds it doesn't.
Okay.
To 16 sees it.
He sees it. Perfect.
Yep.
He sees it. He
It
goes
sees
to
it, and seen it. You threw it so far away, it was impressed, and it actually swoops down and takes off.
And I survived.
You survived.
And I teach them hygiene. Boom.
Well, now the real question is, do you know how to make soap?
I don't know how to make soap. I'm just gonna. Oh gosh. So here's the thing. Here's the thing here.
Would you like to know how to make soap?
I would like to know.
All right. So what you do is you get straw, you burn it, and
Okay.
you get the ash.
Like hay.
You get the ash, yeah,
Okay.
and then you throw that inside a pail of water, and you mix it around,
Okay.
and you make like a slurry.
Like ash
And
mud.
yeah, and then once the water settles, like all the ash would be on the bottom,
Okay.
and the water on top will be separated. Now you made lye, basically.
Okay.
You get that, and you mix it with animal fat, tallow,
Okay.
and that's how you make soap, medieval soap.
Anyways, I survived. I don't know how we got into role playing.
I don't know either, dude. I just had I wanted to do a hypothetical, and I was not expecting you to teach people how to make soap and be hygiene.
Me either.
I didn't think that would work, but somehow the dice were with you today.
It did. It worked.
And
Unconventional methods result in conventional results. That sounded better in my head. Really?
Yeah, in Sleepy
Oh,
Hollow,
but
that's the lore
but
of
your
the.
point is that that's not what the Blummy was.
Yeah, I was asking if that's like the same kind of creature.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know anything about the Blamey. I didn't look into them.
Oh, okay. So this is what I know about the Blummy. It is a humanoid creature that doesn't have a traditional head. It has its face in its chest, and its like eyes are like on its shoulder blades. Like it's weird. Okay, and apparently they live in Africa, and the medieval maps, I guess back in those days, Africa, I guess, was the edge of the known world. So that's where the Blemmies were supposedly sighted by this guy named Sir John Mandeville. And then Pliny the Elder actually has stories about these Blemmies that are basically just headless people. Now, my
Wait,
question.
they don't have a face or nothing. They're
Yeah,
just.
yeah, they have faces. Their faces are in their chest. Like their eyeballs are like where their shoulder blades would be. Like their nose is like right between their pecs, and like their mouth is like right there as well.
Weird.
Yeah.
So they're like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yes. Exactly like that.
Weird.
So my question is, how probable do you think it is these things existed?
I don't think probable at all. I don't. That does. I don't know, dude. Like
Really?
it could be like a rare
Like
um
monkey ape kind of deal?
deformed human.
Yeah, I could see that, but I mean, there's these accounts are talking about like societies of these things. Like, it wasn't
Well,
just like a one person
it could
deal.
have been a deformed human, and it started having children, and then it started inbreeding and making it worse, and then
I mean, that would
it
be a.
made a whole.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it made a whole little society.
but I find that more difficult, more
Because all the
improbable.
pictures I'm seeing is that they're showing them naked.
Yeah, but the
No
reason,
smart man running around and naked.
yeah, but I find it less probable for that because you would have to have some crazy weird genetic mutation that the world has not seen since, and to successfully pass that down to where you have a society of these things. I think the genetic miracle that would have to take place there makes it far less probable of a choice for me than these things just existing because they exist.
Hmm. I don't know. This one is kind of hard, dude, because there's nothing to really draw from in nature that
Yeah,
that looks like that had. Oh, you know what? There actually was um a cryptid in the jungles of South America. I believe
South
this is
America.
yeah, I'm pulling from memory from
Okay,
years ago, dude.
pull,
I
pull.
believe I think it was a ground sloth, like a giant ground sloth. You heard about those?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they said it has its mouth in its stomach.
Oh,
That it would open up its stomach and it would just be rows of teeth.
gosh, that's creepy. And this was like a South American cryptid, you said?
Yes.
From what era? Is this like natives talk about it now, or is it like 1800s kind of deal? Teddy Roosevelt exploring the jungle kind of vibe?
I watched a Monster Quest episode on History
Really?
Channel about it.
Monster
Yeah,
Quest
so
was goaded, man.
yeah, so this was like years ago, dude, and I wasn't really paying attention, but they said that they're still around, and they're people thought they were just mistaking the giant ground sloth. So
Would you go with me to
that's
South America to look for this thing?
no,
No?
because South America also has a dinosaur.
Which dinosaur?
The what is that? Yeah, it's
Are you
South
thinking of
America.
Makiliambembe in the Congo?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
the
that's not South America. That's
yeah, that's
Africa, right?
Africa, yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah. So I guess my main question was about Blemmies is if they did exist. Well, I think beyond that. So think about this: folklore, all these creatures, they all have an inspiration from something, right? I mean, the human imagination. What's so profound about it is you got to have a source code material from somewhere, right? Like people don't just. I'm not gonna say people don't, because maybe people do, and I can't speak for all of humanity. That's just absurd. But I find it extremely difficult, especially in our generation, with how overly saturated we are with information, different cultures and views and ideas. I find it hard for someone to imagine something completely original that hasn't been told before, right? Solomon said nothing new under the sun. So what I'm getting at is with these people coming up with these things way back when, they had to have been drawing from something, right? Like I don't believe they had a complete blank canvas. There was something within their imagination that said, I'm experiencing this thing. I'm gonna record what I'm seeing, maybe not, or maybe I'm just making complete utter horse crap, making out of nowhere. And but even if you were making baloney out of this, you had to have some source of imagination that was feeding into your idea of making these creatures up. And my question is, where do you think that come from?
Well, there was actually a real North African tribe called the Blemis
Okay,
in antiquity. They were a nomadic people, and they lived near Nubia. That's modern Sudan, Egypt. And over time, rumor and distance and exaggeration. And yeah, but also they said they're giants. And I was reading about right now.
giants.
Yeah, they would call them sometimes gigantic and fierce warriors.
So then you think possibly there was a deformed group of genetic humans that maybe weren't exactly like they're described, because I mean you got to take medieval illustrations with a grain of salt. Uh, that maybe
But if they were giants, I don't know. I believe in giants.
I do too. And then you hear of giants having 6 toes and 6 fingers, and
Oh, the
I've
Nephilim.
yeah, Nephilim, right? And so you hear those stories like, well, that's real. So then what's not to say that there's some sort of other kind of giant with a weird genetic mutation to where it's maybe doesn't have a neck and it looks like its head is in its chest. I know some people that don't look like they have a neck. Uh, Not to down on them or anything, but maybe there's like a severe case of that gets thrown into the genetic pool, and you have a society of people like that. And it's not a
That's true.
mutation at this point, because you had stated that maybe like just a really deformed human and incest and all that. Maybe this is just like a more of a people having big noses kind of deal, like people having short necks, and they just over time you get the society, and then you have these distinguished Europeans who are all about the perfect human form, and they see a grotesque looking person and they exaggerate it by drawing some weird, hideous creature and call it a blemmy.
Yeah. But what else about these Blemis that you're so fascinated by?
Just that they're so unique. Uh, because, like I said, I'm just fascinated by the kind of imagination it would take to just, if these weren't real and were an exaggeration of something that did exist, the kind of imagination it would take to conjure up these creatures. And
Because that is strange. I never heard of that, like a creature like this before in my life.
yeah, they're weird. Like, what if it was a demon? Like some sort of weird demonic creature.
That is interesting. Maybe someone did see some kind of demonic spirit.
And
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, why would the demon appear as that?
Huh. That is very strange to think about.
Yep. Anyhow, blimies or blemmies, they were real. They existed.
Blimey. Is that where that term comes from? Blimey.
I don't. Maybe yeah. Maybe you're calling someone like a headless person, like you're an idiot, like you don't have a head. Like blimey, mate. Like come on, like you stupid, you bloody fool. And for our one audience listener in Sweden, because we do, I checked our demographics. We literally have one person that is listening from Sweden. I don't know who they are, where they
What?
are. Yeah, like 99.99999% of our viewership is the United States, and like 0.00001 is like Sweden.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So to our
Oh,
Swedish fan out there, we love you.
yeah, dude. Thank you. Or dudette.
Dude,
I don't. That's gender neutral. I'm trying to make it. Yeah, reach out to us if you're in another country, and we'll send you a little digestible sticker or something.
yeah, so our person in Sweden will tell us about your folklore, you know? We have our email dropped somewhere. It's linked somewhere on YouTube or uh Instagram or YouTube. I don't know, Spotify. We have a link for an email for the podcast. You can send your stories, whatever. But yeah, we love
Yeah, that's
Sweden.
cool. Anyone out of the country, or actually anybody in like that wants to reach out to us, ask us questions, ask how we learned all this cool knowledge, or just want to ask us, have a topic you want to hear discussed, throw it in the comments.
With
Throw it in.
Joseph as
I
your
think we should make a.
host. So take what you heard and pass on your own point of view. We want to say thank you for being the third chair. This was produced by his Uncle Poe as the sometimes guest. This song should have faded off, but if you're hearing this, Joseph didn't edit it correctly. Let him know you heard this Easter egg.